Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Victory at Sea Pacific episode number 18. And it has actually been a long time, I think a week since my last recording, episode 17 went out. I rewatched the end of it just to make sure I could get back into the groove. But hey, I'm feeling better. I noticed that, gosh, I was obviously still suffering from a scratchy throat then, and hopefully that's a condition that's long past by now. So there's been a lot of comments suggesting that I move Task Force 22 back to Madong, like just to use the British port. And I have to say, that's a really appealing thing, and I think it'd be awesome to do, especially because we're like asserting our dominance in the Bismarck Sea, which some people actually take issue with, thinking that this would be like kind of insane. Okay, first of all, it is kind of insane that the AA of these aircraft, the fleet, is so effective, but that's kind of a dead horse. We don't want to beat it too much more. Aside from that, I think it's actually okay to have a fleet kind of like scouting in. You would have, I think it's quite possible. I mean, just think about it from the other perspective. Japanese fleets approached Midway, and, you know, if it wasn't for the carrier task force, the Americans already being there, they may have had a real easy time. And of course, this is comparing a carrier task force and like the elite of the Japanese forces with a kind of secondary, or maybe even less than secondary, task force deployed to just do convoy raiding. But basically what I'm trying to say is maybe this is not so unrealistic, that we can just imagine this fleet was exactly designed to go in here, do some convoy raiding. Imagine this like the Bismarck. Okay, what else are we doing? I've lost a little bit of my momentum. I know that we're chasing down this fleet. That's probably all eyes are on that. We will be taking, there's been talk about this, one person was saying, why am I not taking the neutral ports? Well, obviously, if I take a neutral port, I get benefits from it, but if I take a Japanese port, I not only get benefits from that, I deny the Japanese benefits, so that's kind of like my way of thinking. We will eventually take Ellis Island and the Solomon Islands there. We will take all those things. In fact, I'm surprised that the Japanese haven't gotten there first. The best thing that we could do is take an island right after the Japanese take it, because that means they've still, all on pause here, by the way, that means that they've already expended their amphibious invasion option for a while. We know that they already have on Komodorsky, but, and that's one question here. How do I react to this? So we do have the Saratoga and the Concorde, which is a Omaha. So that's actually what we need, is the Omahas, because they're going to be fast enough not to slow down the Lexington class ships. So I think what we'll end up doing is actually transferring all my ships into that group. So I mean, all of the carriers, no, CTF Able should remain CTF Able. So let me go ahead and merge with this one. Okay, so we will Salt Lake City, I don't know. Yeah, you're a Pensacola, so we actually do not want you with them. We'll probably take the 2 destroyer leaders, because they do have AAA strength of 3 at 5 kilometers, which is very good, as opposed to the Gridley here, who either hasn't been upgraded or even upgraded doesn't have any. So they will take the Omaha and 3 light cruisers, and then they themselves, the 2 Lexington-class carriers, are just incredibly armed to the teeth with AAA. I think it's one of, if not the highest AAA values in the game. I think the highest is 21, and they have like 19. Oh, this is the Enterprise, of course. There it is, 19, yeah. So that's just really ridiculous. On top of that, they have 2 local AA strength, which is pretty powerful. So let's go ahead and divvy these up then. So Salt Lake City is not gonna stay. These 3 will, but I'm gonna temporarily remove them into their own fleet, just so we can get the 2 carriers at the top is how I would like that to be. The Concorde will stay as well. Then we will get the Mari to join. Well, okay, who's joining the Enterprise? The Enterprise is going to take the Salt Lake City and the Mari with her. And then these 2 will join this group, and voila. So now Easy Squadron is just going to become its own fleet, and that's who will eventually rendezvous with the Yorktown. And she herself, where is the Yorktown? She's making her way up. Yep, back for the refit stuff. Okay, good. You know what? We might just leave this group here. Now, what is this 2 carrier task force going to do? I mean, remember, just to remind you, we do have this carrier task force of the Japanese up here. And for those of you who are wondering, like, it's not at all like history. The Japanese are more than capable of just calling in or building many more carriers. So we are not by any means like winning. I would say that we're doing okay right now. It's kind of expected. I think maybe the the developers realized the shortcomings of the AI and intentionally kind of programmed the opposing building capacity or production to be pretty high. So we will have to face a lot of those. And I don't know about that. Of course, the ideal would be to make things more realistic. But hey, if we're having fun, let's always remember that this is a game, and like I will almost... I don't think I'll ever forget the first maybe 50 hours I put into this game or so. It was amazing. I wasn't encountering as many bugs as I encountered in this one, I think. So this game is a real joy. Okay, so let's move time forward a little bit faster. Get our Portland class out of here. They've shown obviously that aircraft are really no threat to them. So what I was saying about the British ports is I'd be happy to test out that theory about being able to resupply, but the problem is I cannot click these ports and view their supplies like I can with, you know, my own. And the real problem is that maybe they don't have any supplies at all. Maybe they don't have fuel. And since these guys are really on their last legs, by the way, making a toll is, yeah, mid-priority, that's good. Since they really don't have enough fuel to risk a transport to some place which doesn't have it. I mean, the only other solution from there is just to wait for Tulagi or Guadalcanal to be taken, which, I mean, are not issues yet. We haven't seen any Japanese fleets moving to what was historically a pretty early target for them. And actually a pretty early target for the Americans. The Guadalcanal, I think, was the first place where the Marines really counterattacked, fought off. We have the air base that they took and was like held. Henderson, wasn't it? Henderson Field. That was defended against a lot of human wave type attacks. Anyway, so I guess that means it must have been taken very early since it was already the first objective to retake. Alright, so we'll go up to 25x now. Still big questions about what to deal with this. So I was considering, I didn't move out anything. Okay, I'm going to slow back down time. 2 carriers. Oh, yeah, we do have to swap these aircraft out, actually. So, oh gosh, yes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Devastators. And those are all going to be gone. So 6, let's go ahead and swap them out for, what do we want? 1, 2, 3. I think 3 and 3. Let's go for 3 and 3. So 3 Dauntless. Wait, yeah. And 3 Wildcats. Doesn't matter which order I replace them. They'll be organized as soon as we navigate away from the screen and navigate back. Alright, let's take a look at that. Let me do exactly what I was saying. Navigate away, navigate back. So this group has 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. 8 and 12, which is great. And this one now also has. Okay, so we have 1, oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th one, maybe? Yeah, well, it highlighted it for me already. Let me just make sure. Okay, good. So we know that that one is not what we want, but I need to just make sure I'm tracking it. Okay, good. So now they're all ready to go. Is this enough fighters? I don't know. I mean, we have mixed results. The good news is that we can try to dwindle down the... I know that some of the aircraft took casualties in the attack on Komodorsky. We have to think, what are we doing? I mean, like, the Americans know that there's a carrier task force up here. We are the Americans. We know that they're there. The question is, what are we doing about it? Like, what is our response going to be? I'm kind of like paralyzed. Analysis paralysis, or I don't know. It's just, I'm not exactly sure what to do. One of the things I do want to do, by the way, is get another convoy fleet going. I think it's overdue time. So let's go ahead and start assembling one of those. And we can actually do this slowly. We can get the oil tankers first. These cost 100, so let's build 3 of them. And then in, 10 days or so? Yeah, so in 12 days, we'll come back here. I mean, who knows if I'll remember in 12 days, but in that however many days, we'll go back there and we'll start building a bunch of Liberty cargo ships. Hopefully by that time we have enough. I like to see this fading out, so we're losing the actual position. Gonna have these guys resupply just to make sure they have enough fuel. You know what? I might just try to draw them into Atu for the attack. Can these guys get... they just can't make it. What a bummer. Maybe, is it possible, somehow possible that that's not exactly right, that we actually have a little bit more emergency range? Is that the out and back range, or is that this is exactly how far we can go, no further range? That's a really good question. I wish I knew. for having played the game as much as I have, I'm not sure. Okay, so this group moving back, 2 cruisers, 1 light cruiser. The thing I wish most is that we could bomb them in any way, but yeah, we don't want to cheat. But okay, so again, one of the things we should be doing is getting out more of these. Oh yeah, I like the fact that we have 3 there. How many do we have here? We have none. Oh wait, we have 3. Oh, but they're not allowed to launch. Okay, go ahead and launch. We have 4. Good. And here we have 2. That's got to change as well. Let's get rid of the 2 Catalinas that are bombers and just replace them with 2 more scouts. We shall never be caught with our pants down, so to speak, again. And that was not who I wanted to take out. Sorry. I'll take out these 2, and these are both ASW. Very good. Okay, so the Catalinas are really good scouts. If you know, I mean, obviously they are very capable scouts. They have the longest range. They have good, I mean, I don't think visibility is a factor which is modeled into this game, but in theory they would have very good visibility. However, they don't automatically deploy as scouts. Like observation, you can't select them and give them an observation order. So they're a little bit less useful than if they were automatically chosen for scout missions, which is what I would prefer and would be obviously really historically accurate. Still kind of looking around waiting for stuff to happen, which again, we still have to react to this carrier task force. This is let me like illuminate you, or at least share with you my viewpoint. I want to send this fleet up here, but I'm a little bit worried since we're sending 2 carriers against 3. Now we do know, I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We are gonna send Carrier Task Force Able up here. Just get them moving up there. They may end up returning. The circumstances that they would return are if we end up seeing that this Carrier Task Force in fact has just a ton of airplanes remaining, and there's really no reasonable way that R2 are going to take down their 3, especially because R2 are very good carriers in a defensive stance, but they don't carry as many airplanes as the Yorktowns, and then we only have 2 of them to boot. So we have less carriers, and those carriers carry less fighters. So that's 2 things working against us. I guess with that decision made, let me try to remember that on the 17th we have to build those cargo ships. Okay, up to 25x we go, and we've made our decision at least. We have sent our carrier task force north towards the Aleutian Islands. And we really are still waiting for Task Force 17 to return so that we can get those things equipped, those oh, it looks like the Enterprise also needs to be swapped out. No, the oh, wait. Okay. I see 4 destroyers. Well, this is kind of good news, because Midway has... We have 1 level bomber which hasn't been swapped out yet for B-24, but I think that's now time. And we'll get that one to go. Let's bring in some Dauntlesses. 1, 2, 3, I think is a fun number. And we'll launch all of these things at that group of destroyers that is trying to wiggle behind enemy lines. So we'll get you to move here. The reason why I'm moving is because the aircraft, because people have asked me this as well. The aircrafts by themselves do not lead their targets. They move towards an exact line towards their target, which means that, hey, if you move here, by the time you get there, this thing's over here. So if you lead your target, it's always a little bit more efficient, both on time and fuel consumption. If you have the capability of doing it, there's no reason not to do it. So we will... the thing I sometimes do is forget that I made them move that way, and then I don't attack at all. So hey, look at this great spotting. This is really... we gotta just ramp up the spotting a lot. So, like these Avengers. No, we're not gonna have Avengers. We're gonna replace those with more scouting. And we can have... I guess what I should do is, in a moment, we'll sit down and we'll start equipping these air bases with their reserves should we encounter a fleet, but I can always just do that at the exact moment. The reason why it's good to do it ahead of time is just because then it drains my war bonds ahead of time, which is how accurate... obviously we need to pay for those planes before they arrive, not the other way around. Okay, so the Kishka Defense Force has finished refueling. I wonder if they're going to make a... well, let's go ahead and send out our scouts, which are, in this case, some fighters, and speed back up to 25x. I guess in the meantime, I will start fooling around with the options of backups. Okay, so backups. These guys already had backups. We have 3 there. That's nice. I think that's an acceptable amount. Don't even know if we... whoa, my God, we have way too much... oh, God, we have backups here. Dude, backups galore. Let's just swap out 2 of these. We have enough ASW. I think 3 backups, 2. Let's get rid of these and use B-24s now. B-24 is another thing which would be a great scout, but they yeah, not available right now. So we have Dauntless and a couple Wildcats. We should always have more Wildcats spooled up, ready to go. This is a lot of ASW. I don't think we need that many. And you guys are spotters. Good. So I wish this is all they need to do is get the Catalina to deploy as a spotter role. Okay, so I almost missed this, but I didn't. I kind of like bombing myself. Okay, Task Force 30. Which one are you? You're at Midway. Oh, okay, this is you. Yeah, well, you guys are just going to hang out there. I don't know where Carrier Task Force Bravo is going to go. Somebody asked me to rename SAG, the first SAG, to be, because they were like, oh, it's a Screen Actors Guild. That's the way I used to name things in Hearts of Iron. So that's the impetus there behind that decision. I guess we can just let these bombings happen from... I like to watch them. That's why I always like to go in, but I think we have plenty of time. For the dive bombers, I think I will watch. I won't control them manually, but... I will do it. Oh, we got one. Fantastic. So I will divvy them up to make sure that they attack 3 different targets, which makes the most sense to me. But I won't tell them when to release their bombs. I just want to watch. So let's do that. There we go. Okay, good. So we're on our way, and... what happened there? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Getting closer. No visual, though, for some reason. We're climbing. Still no visual. There they are. There's the first of them. Alright. Let's do this. I think this is just obvious. It's got to be piecemeal. This one first. That one second. This one third. That way your return path should not interfere with anybody else. If this one hits, then hey, that's a victory. Blah blah blah. That if this one hits, then the second guy doesn't take any fire, and if the second guy hits, then the third guy doesn't take any fire on his way out, or at least any additional fire. Here we go. It's a tough angle. I did not line them up as well as I could have. Come on, don't fail me. Release. Ah! Misses. And we're losing them. Whoa, what happened here? Did these guys not dive on target? They still have bombs. Another miss. Okay, please, please don't fail me. I can only handle so much failure. I did it. I didn't want to, but I had to. They were gonna miss all three. Alright, so we took some damage, but we at least killed one, but I mean, it's because of my hand. By blood on my hands. Oh, okay, good. So these fighters have found 9 fighters. Jeez. Well, we do have one other group of fighters. Huh. Do we want to chase them? I think we do. I just want to whittle them down. Okay, look, just go here, just move. Okay, well, we'll just go in person. For some reason, I don't know what you're doing. There might be more. So somebody pointed out that when you rest your cursor on the enemy fleets, there can be squadrons buried underneath that. So what we see is, I think what we get here, let's find out if that's the case. It should be right here. What the heck just happened? Okay, there's the zeros. If we give the interception order, there's 2. Yeah, 3, which would be 9. Is that the total of 9 of them? Well, good luck. Come on, it's only 1. You can kill him. Get him. Yes! Hooray! We knocked out 1. So that was exactly accurate. There's 2 groups of 4 left, and the one group that we have here is... Yeah, it's the one group of 1 we killed. So I think that sometimes actually the screen is not incorrect in this case. And you can usually tell there's like a slight shadow of the other one, or that's my experience at least. Okay, good. So let's move on. That was a good little attack. We'll swap one out while the other repairs. And how to deal with these destroyers? Well, let's try to load up some other people if we can. So we have these Grumman these Grumman. I wish they were Hellcats, Wildcats. Let's get some more Dauntlesses in there. Are Dauntlesses really slower than 22? Yeah, they are than the Liberators. And the Liberators, you know what? Were effective, so we're going with Liberators, which certainly would be on these islands. Just swap in 2 for the time being, and now let's get them deployed. And one more. Alright, 2 destroyers left. Really, we could make just easy pickings out of them. If I wanted to, we could deploy my fleet to do it, but I don't really want to. Just laziness, really, more than anything. It's a lot of work. So they're probably about right here. I do like that this is fading out correctly. I really do like that. So we no longer really have eyes on them. I don't know if we're going to make this one. Depends on how slow they are, but this is my Northamptons, so speaking of slow things, they are slow themselves. And it's a little bit rough to risk my 2 Portland class with very low ammunition reserves against those cruisers. Maybe the British will get involved. All they did was take that convoy, which actually would have been precious war bonds for me. From a gamey standpoint, we can think of it that way. Alright, we'll give the order to attack very soon. Pretty good prediction on that second one. So we don't know exactly where they are, but you know, we have an idea. So let's swap this guy out. I'll let him repair. I don't think they'll actually repair though, so I'll have to just manually call in a new one. So this guy survived. He gets to go out and... I mean, the one in the hangar survived, so he gets to go out again. Hooray. One more fighter down. You know what? It might be worth our time to start shooting down their spotters. Now, you know what's weird? Because spotters in this game really act more as a way to reveal yourself than a way to actually reveal the enemy. Okay, the Fleetwood near Midway was destroyed. That's good to know. So those were both effective. So the B-24s have been outstanding. Really outstanding. And we have... Well, they're only deploying 2 Kingfishers at a time. That's a little bit... It's not what I want to see. I would like them to deploy more. Like, just go scout. I don't want to do this myself, but if I have to, I can. Okay, good. They're out. Maybe once they come back in, their AI will be recycled back to a good state, and they'll start doing that on their own. I hope so. So what do we have here? Did they launch any... No? No fighters yet, huh? And what do you have? You have a... Okay, let's swap in. Might be useful. Ah, we got him. Okay, go home. Hooray. Good scouting mission by these fighters. We've now seen them again. And you know what? They are in range that we could attack them. I don't think it's a good idea to do that, but we will actually have some fighter coverage. And if we're lucky, we can maybe sneak in the B-24. This is all coming together like in a hurry here. A hastily hatched plan. A lot of people are asking me to wait until truck in order to... first of all, if we get truck, we don't have to upgrade the... we don't have to use our war bonds to upgrade. Truck can just be upgraded by itself. I think Hawaii is going to go to surplus now. We have a lot of supplies here. I want to push those forward. Yeah, still, we have not quite gone even 10 days, so... Look at, while you're out, since you haven't been targeted, just have some fun, get some experience, and shoot down a spotter. Good. And what do we see here? I want to see. What are you? 13 fighters. So that's a reasonable amount. I mean, this is what these forces are for, besides suction. They just suck up our rations otherwise, right? So let's get the tugs to get moving. By the way, oh. Our Portlands. What are they engaging is the question. Wait, why? What are these things? Submarines, maybe? No, they're destroyers. Okay, we don't want to start inside of them. Thank you. If it's a possibility not to, we'd like not to start inside of them. I'll just move way off to the side here. Okay, start battle. Okay, attack. Just give them the order. Okay, attack this fleet. Wait, what? Oh, that's great news. Wait, what the heck? Are there 2 fleets here or something, or were those bugged? Not sure. They were like right here. Another fleet off this way. I see you. Let's move that way, and then we'll also be moving towards the convoy. Hey, this is fantastic that we've spotted another convoy. What do we have here? 5 cargo ships, 2 ammunition ships. This was a really lucrative expedition. Assuming we take out that last convoy, I mean, they've really paid for themselves. Okay, I'm letting the tugs go first. I think that's only wise. Sub 4. Ah, sub 4. Sub 4, sub 4. So you have completed your whatever business. Okay. Well, yeah, well, we know where we want to send this. We want to send him over to where all the action is, which is the Bismarck Sea. And heck, all of our submarines are probably going to make a visit over there. Got our level bomber making a very long expedition out to hopefully get lucky attacking that carrier task force, although I mean frankly I don't give them very good odds. I don't give them very good odds of even surviving to drop their bombs, much less hitting. And you know, they'll probably have to bomb from pretty high. Okay, enemy vessels. Now, ooh, oh boy. Now this is different. 5 destroyers, 3 cruisers. That's something we cannot win, and I mean that's a battle we cannot win. But the good news is, we can run. We can run, and we will. So now we're gonna move this way instead. I'm assuming that this is the cruiser fleet, and this is the. Don't have an amazing visual on these things. I don't know which one's which, although somehow. Whoa. Ah. A little glitched out. I can't. It's actually kind of bad. I don't want to not. I don't want to not. What am I trying to say? I don't want to go the wrong way. I don't want to enter into. Okay, this is what we're gonna have to go do. We're gonna have to actually use our spotters to find out what the heck we're up against here. I don't like using spotters from the first-person view because, or the tactical map, because I sometimes think that's how they bug out. But this is just, we have to do it. I mean, we need to know what we're up against here. I need to know what's real. I'm just getting like a floating fleet icon. And that's not going to help me at all. Oh, wow. Okay, they're really close. Oh my gosh, they're really close. I don't want you to die. Let's try to minimize casualties. Yeah, he's going. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So this is a group of 3 destroyers that are like, what, leading the way for the cruisers? Because that, I'm okay to engage. I mean, hey, we're almost not left with any option. We have to engage. But we have to be accurate. We really, oh. What's going on here? Ah, it's a Jake. Is this like the second version? I remember Jakes vaguely, but they must be the more up-to-date. Yeah, they are more up-to-date spotters. Okay, but keep going this way. I don't know what else we're up against here. We really do want to know. Oh, okay, we're engaging. Okay, well, then we gotta. Let's be very, very careful about this fight. In fact, I'm just gonna give everyone an order to turn this way. I like the sound of that. What the hell? Are they on drug? Oh no, I'm at 4x. Okay, so this, that's not gonna be a good thing. So far, so good. Got him, almost. Maybe I'll take command here. What do you think the ranged target is? Something like this? I mean, how fast are they moving? Got one. Let's see if that hits. Probably not. Probably got to lead them a little bit more. No, that was spot on. My goodness. Okay, I don't want to. They're destroyers. It's gonna come to an end anyways. But my goodness, that was actually some good shooting. And we are shooting at these airplanes. They are just hovering over, trying to get a good look at what they are, report back accurately what they've spotted here. You know, if I was the Japanese, I would be pretty scared about what's going on here because, yeah, we want to go this way. Unless they know exactly what's going on, what this fleet is, they should be very nervous about it. Oh, is that a fleet behind us? Which makes sense. That's where the spotters came from. Okay, we're driving through the convoy then. This is like a roadblock, and we do not plan to be tied down by it. Let's verify what this is. I assume it is the 2 remaining destroyers and other cruisers. In fact, we're getting some... That's a light cruiser, it looks like. We'll find out soon enough what that is. Really, I mean, these spotter planes are actually doing an excellent job. What do we have here? Yep, bunch of cargo ships. We're just going to attack them. We're going right through them. Which means that I don't think we even have time to... Let's go this way. Everyone. I don't think we even have time to, Oh, come on. Do not reform. Just... Uh-oh. Oh, is that the aircraft being shot down? No, we still haven't shot them down, so... Climb! Climb! Their aircraft actually haven't been fully engaged, so that's interesting. I'm gonna let this... this guy has a lot of fuel left, right? I don't want him to land because he'll actually slow down the whole process of us. Go way out there. He'll slow down the process of us moving away, escaping. Alright, we have this group now, and what is it? It is... Yeah. This looks like they're after us. I don't know why our radar didn't detect them, but we got them now. I mean, I guess it did. We can take out that. We can take out that. We can take them out. But we cannot. Well, we can, but it'll be a real duel. This will be a real duel if we want to do it. Do we want to do it? Well, find out next time when Tortuga decides whether or not the Portland class have enough ammunition to it. 9-0. Now that, I mean, that might just make our decision for us. Can the Indy, on her own, take out the Kaaba? I don't know. But yeah, as I said, I think we'll just put a pause in here and a cut in here, and we'll just leave a little bit of a cliffhanger. It's fun every now and then to do that, right? So until the next episode, thanks for watching, and take care.